Alrighty. Well, we are now live. We are here, and we're talking about breaking down different websites in reference to, the way that they're structured and what they could be. Pretty much, we're gonna start off here. We're not gonna pick on anybody. We're not gonna go pick on nobody's websites. Not anybody that I personally know, anyway. We're gonna kind of focus on, just basic websites, and the way they were constructed, possibly like years ago, and they really haven't updated. Right here we're on CNN, and CNN is an awesome, creditable source. And who doesn't enjoy CNN? But CNN coming after you here. You guys did do the day in the life of the Atlanta airport, which was a parallax, which was really good and everything. However, you kind of throw information out, in a way that is like, here's everything, kind of find it yourself, and you can get a little bit lost. Now, the application for CNN is a little bit more conducive in reference to bringing you stories and kind of showing you what's going on. But, this is kind of an overload. And I totally understand. I mean, I'm picking on them right now, but it's not a bad pick on. It's one of them things to where it's like, okay, how do you keep people's attention? I mean, especially with the fact that you can kind of get the news. When Paul Walker passed away, may God bless his soul, Paul Walker, it was on CNN and they put it on the front headline. However, once the whole event was over and done with, it's like, where do you go to find CNN? You can log into your CNN and kind of customize it the way you want to, but, and you want to follow the Paul Walker story, from where he passed away, you're able to do that. But, how many of you guys have a CNN login, to be honest, so let's kind of move along. I'm going to go to a site example of a client that's contacted me in reference to getting their site, updated and everything. Let me see if I can find one. Here's one right here. Absolute Soul, um, the Massage Therapist Center, which is a GoDaddy. GoDaddy, built overnight type deal, even though it probably really wasn't built overnight. Um, GoDaddy has that program. I'm not sure if they're running it or not, but it's called GoDaddy Tonight or something like that. But that is like, this is like, it's fine, it's cool, it's nothing wrong with it. Once again, but it's just in reference to, what's jumping out at you, what's making you want to take action. Where's the aspects of, saying, hey, I think this is an awesome website, and I want to share it with the rest of the world. I mean, there's really nothing there. Over here is a guest book. If you're still using a guest book on, if you're still using a guest book on your website, there's an opportunity to possibly lose there. Some people will go over and fill out the form, which is not really long and elaborate, like some of them I've seen in the past, like the name, email address, how you found this, and the third. It's just name, email address, and a message, and then the capture to verify. However, once you sign the guest book, where's the information being displayed in reference to what you had to say outside of the user? So the person that's experiencing the site that filled out the guest book is excited. The person that receives the message is excited. However, you know, that energy is only bottled up and shared between the two of you guys, versus, the entire world. And, that's where you want to be. Like I mentioned before, this is the before, so I can pick on it. And there will be an after, that I will be displaying and showing in reference to, once I finish the website there. So let me go over here to, uh, and I watched not sure if this is the right domain or not. I don't think it was. But I watched a video of myself yesterday, and I said like 100 times. So I'm going to do my best to not, you know, say the word in all my videos anymore. So if that's annoyed you or bothered you in the past, I'm gonna do everything I can to um, like I just did it, not say that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of digging through an email on another machine here, and I'm looking for an actual website that I used to be a fan of. Is Dr. Tech Talk, and I'm kind of having a problem finding him. Um, and that's another thing. You want to make sure that your websites are, keyword rich in reference to making sure that your domain is easily remembered, even if you was a fan at one point in time. You're not necessarily you know uh, losing a person completely, to where if you don't remember the domain, you're completely lost. All right, so I do have the website here, and with the awesome power of Apple, something that I extremely love from Apple is the fact that if you access it on one machine, you have the iCloud here, and you can access it from another machine. So we're just kind of waiting on this to update right here. And once we get a full update through the cloud, we'll be able to see the other website there. So other than that, while we're kind of waiting on that to load through there, if any of you guys have done the Google authorship, I kind of started, to be honest with you, the process as far as getting Google authorship set up to where your image shows up when you're being Googled, is a good thing. It was a really big trendy thing last year. I don't know if it's still one of them things that's kind of creditable in reference to your picture showing up, but hey, it wouldn't hurt anything to get your Google authorship set up to where you are displaying the fact that this is you, this is your content, this is your stuff. Really good stuff there. But here's Dr. Tech Talk. Like I said, I am a fan of this guy, so I am on his website in reference to what it is and what it possibly should be, from my opinion only. Not saying my opinion is correct, but this is just me here on the website. Speaking of that, so Mr. Dr. Tech Talk, if you do, um, you know, watch this video for any reason and you say, man, who is this guy? The nerve of him to come over here and talk about my website. To be honest, you know what's really going. You know what time, as the young boys say, you know what time it is. You know it's time for you to update your website. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to this guy today. I'm going to send him an email and say, hey, this is what we got going on. This is where we can assist and where we can help, because I'm sure it's in the back of his mind in reference to a new website. But right here, every Friday at 8 a.m., he has this different show here. You can sign up right here on his website. Once again, you're kind of losing the aspect of uh, being able to, sign up with Facebook and share it on your Facebook. You kind of really want to keep people right where they are versus, where you want them to be, where you think they should be. And this email sign up here, it's all good and everything, and especially with him being a personality that you're listening to and that you're talking to. He's talking to you and he's giving you information. Uh, where is the sharing aspect? I always try to, record in a place such as like SoundCloud. They do have a free version. However, the paid version, if you're making money from people listening to you to some degree, put yourself in a place to where you're really going to win. I mean, SoundCloud, there's a lot of people that have a SoundCloud account. There's a lot of people that have all kinds of different types of audio accounts. Put your voice there, let them comment, let it be social, because, when you're in a social space and people are listening to you, it makes other people really want to get involved, especially the fact they already have an account versus creating an account right here for the, this is the newsletter. Actually, this is not necessarily the sign up, but this is the newsletter to receive, to make sure that, you get the notification. But, it can be done a little bit differently in reference to today's times. Here's the previous shows right here, and I'm on an Apple computer, and you know, you see how it kind of took a little while to load there. Going forward, this is cool. I mean, Facebook did offer us a great tool here to say, hey, you like this episode. However, and he is trying to be social, but for it to have nothing but goose eggs straight down and nobody has liked it from this perspective. Now, there could have been a person that listened to it and loved it and, you know, really got involved and took action and everything, but they didn't like it from this perspective. Me personally, I would take that, you know, like, little tool there off of my website because it's reflecting a goose egg. That's not necessarily a good look in my opinion. Just in my opinion, once again, only. Other resources. He has the other resources. He has a video playing here. Looks like the video is, a hard file that's sitting on his website, which is cool, which is fine, which is okay. However, you guys, I make a lot of parallax design, a lot of Photoshop, videos, a lot of Dreamweaver videos. I could keep them in house. However, I do not keep them in house because, I want people on YouTube to see them. I want people to bounce over to my website, contacting me based off of the YouTube videos that I make. At one point in time, there was a real big thing of, people kind of stealing your SEO. You upload your content to Facebook, and it really had no direction. That was kind of getting you in trouble. But nowadays, here today, times are shifting just a little bit to where you definitely want to, upload that same video to YouTube that you upload to Facebook as well. You want to upload it in both places. Another thing here with Mr. Tech Talk, and I'm not 100% sure if he's doing it or not. However, over here, there's a website that I'm very fond of called Udemy, and I have several other sources in reference to putting your voice here. Even if your class is free for them to enroll, you still kind of capture your audience and say, hey audience, I want to see your faces. I want to be able to, even though you're listening to me and you like what I got going on, you can upload your voice right here to Udemy. This is set up as a classroom structure. However, it doesn't necessarily have to be a classroom. It could just be your audios that you're creating weekly, like Dr. Tech Talk is offering. So the only reason I'm over here on Dr. Tech Talk's website is in reference to the fact that he produces content weekly in reference to helping and assisting and being a great asset in reference to um, the community, which is a great thing. Outside of the website, no matter if there's any bells or whistles, whatever, he still is doing a great thing, and I applaud that. Another thing, I just made a correction on a website. I just made a change. We're kind of testing the waters to see where it's going to work or where it's not going to work, is in reference to the store. Over here in the store is the last link, and it's kind of like a passive way to saying, hey, I'm selling something, and if you want to buy it, here it is. Forget all that. Your website is a tool, is an extension of you. Um, I haven't listened to Dr. Tech Talk's show in a while. I haven't, been in attendance in a while. I do admit, and hopefully he's saying every week on his show that you can get a hard drive, a 4 gig hard drive for 19 bucks, and this is a good deal. You can get this book over here for 7 bucks, and it's a good deal. And if you're saying that, you want to make that being able to be easily found. People do move in chronological order. It's just the way we're structured as human beings. It's just the way we are. I put my pants on first, then I put my shirt on in a certain type of way. I mean, every once in a while I may switch it up, but we're creatures of routine is what I'm trying to get to. And with us going in chronological order as far as clicking these links, home, previous shows, other resources, ask the doctor, and then the store, you definitely want to produce sales. You want to make money on your website, so it should be home. Then it should be the store right beside the home. And, in previous shows should be possibly the last link to where, honestly, people are not necessarily going really deep in the archive. If they missed it, they missed it. It's kind of old news to people. And like I mentioned before, this right here is kind of showing the social proof that not too many people are really a big fan. I mean, he has his audience, and I'm sure he's rocking it out. And if I look hard enough and I look deep enough, I'll be able to find where his audience lives. But in reference to Facebook, they're not coming back over here to show the social proof that they like it. Or I don't know if he's even mentioning to the people weekly, make sure that you go to the previous shows, make sure you like this, make sure that you get involved with this. Let me read more. Let's see if we can get some more information out of this right here. in reference to people, really showing that, this is a great show. Um, and as we're loading up here, we get here, and he does make it available for download, which is awesome, which is great. Here's where you can download the file, I do believe. And you know, um, your last 10 shows over here, your archive, your categories. This is awesome and everything, but this is an opportunity right here to grab some advertisement right here. I mean, CNN does it to us. I mean, I go watch a video on CNN, I have to watch a video first, advertisement. After I watch the video, the advertisement comes back on. So it does have bumpers of advertisement, which is cool, which is no problem. But that same hard drive that you're selling over here in your store, you can have an affiliate link in reference to that advertisement as well, because they're already familiar with it. You're already talking about the hard drive on your show. And even if they go to the wrong place, or they say, hey, I want to listen to this show right here, and they land here, you still have the opportunity to you know um, sell in some type of way, whether it's affiliate or whether it's, a hard resource such as you're shipping it to them. So we're going to get off Dr. Tech Talk here. Like I mentioned before, here's the disclaimer going out there. My website is not the best. I'm going to use the biblical rule. Take the plank out your own eye before you take the speck out of somebody else's eye. And that's totally not what this is. I'm just kind of, mentioning in reference to moving with the times. He may be happy with his website. He may be, not thinking about redesign or an update of the website, being the fact that, honestly, websites are nothing but, like I said, an extension, a tool of who you are and what you have going on. Um, I don't care if your hammer was made in 1975 and my hammer was made in 2013, 2014. It doesn't matter when the hammer was made. As long as it drives the nail, hey, it's serving a purpose, it's doing what it's doing, and that's all it comes down to it. So I'm going to go into another website here. I'm going to go find another website in reference to um, where they're winning, where they could be losing, things of that nature. Like we're speaking of, and everything. Let me think. I can't think of a website. I cannot think of a conducive website. Well, actually, to be honest with you, let me see here. I know a lot of government sites. I can probably type in anything.gov and get over there and be like, oh my God, let's try that there. Let me see here. Actually, I just went to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. Here in Georgia, it's called DDS, and this is not taking me there. And let me go over here to Georgia license plates and renew your tag, Department of Revenue. And here we go. Like I mentioned before, you can pretty much type in anything gov, and get there, and it's like, hell and high water to understand what's going on. These guys, I'm going to pick on you. You guys are always picking on me in reference to anything I do with the government. But, this right here is like, come on, man. Seriously? Like, this is so hard to navigate through. Like, are you kidding? Okay, Georgia colleges and universities, and I have to scroll through this long list. Thank God. Well, actually, I might be speaking too soon, but in reference to each category, it looks like they're in alphabetical order. So that's a little bit of a help there. But other than that, it's kind of tough there. In reference to renewing your tag, here's the page right here. A lot of times, you just want to pick up the phone, and this is something that I've learned from my wife. We want to know your address, we want to know your phone number, and we want to know something else that she mentions in reference to right when you go to a website. This is the first thing you can see, and here's the contact information. But you got all you guys know. It's usually not right there in reference to any type of government site. You're trying to find something as far as a phone number, and it's really, really tough. Here's the contact us right here, and you can say, contact us by, the call centers. You can contact us by this, that, and the third. and it kind of pops something, a little ditty out like this right here. And I mean, on a mobile friendly site, when you're looking at the mobile, I'm not sure exactly what the mobile has going on in reference to this right here, but most of these government sites are extremely hard to work with, extremely hard to deal with in reference to um, your website. So when it comes to your website, like I mentioned before, you definitely want to kind of be in a space and a place, given the basic information that needs to be given. I am a really, really, really big fan of the parallax design. However, like I mentioned before, it's not for everybody. But if you have a certain common interest in reference to this thing that's selling, this thing right here is selling more than anything, and I'm actually going to go try to find a e-commerce site here. So whose e-commerce site can I think of? And I see I do have a viewer. So I'm going to bounce over here to the Google Hangout. And I'm not really sure exactly how to use Google Hangout all that well. I'm not the best in Google Hangout, but I don't know if you can turn on your camera, you can turn on your microphone. But if you want to do that, I'll be happy to have you. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. And thank you for attending. So hopefully I get some type of notification there that happens. If that does happen, and we'll take it from there. I'll probably have to call my wife in to, have her help me out with it. Okay, so I just clicked this little tab here, and somehow, some way, it busted open every link behind that tab there. So let's go ahead and just flip through a few of the links real fast and see what we have going on. In reference to Coda Mac, he's running a blog. I think he's doing a great job in reference to everything he has going on. However, he has some heavy, heavy, heavy advertisement in here. And a lot of times I do use Firefox, and my Firefox is set up and designed to where I do have an ad blocker on there. So when I know I'm going to a website with heavy interaction in reference to it's really heavy with ads and a lot's going on, I will access that website right through Firefox versus my Safari because I don't want to see any ads. I'm not there in reference to purchasing anything. I'm mainly there in reference to the content that he's delivering more than anything. So that's a quick little tip there that you can use in reference to some of the sites that you go to. But Coda Mac, he does an awesome job. He's running a blog. I do believe this is a WordPress. This right here is an awesome display. This is an awesome example of a WordPress website. I love his website. It's easy to navigate through once it loads there. But he has his little ads on the side. He has his social stuff right here. He's showing his social proof in reference to how many followers, which is really, really good. If you're going to put anything social on your website, it should be displaying social proof of what you're doing in the community, not just follow me on Twitter all at the top of your website. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the next website. I'm sure a lot of these websites are kind of loaded with advertisement, and my Safari is taking a beating right now. Over here, 9 to 5 Mac, this is actually my Apple News, where I kind of keep up with Apple News. This is where I'm, mainly at in reference to learning anything new that Apple is offering, any new little gadgets Apple has to offer. Right here is Deal of the Day. When you go to different people's websites, look around, see what you can use. I am actually using this exact same Deal of the Day little tab right here on my website. So if you bounce over to websitecandy.com, you'll see the deal of the day. Mine's is blue, his is maroon color. But see where you can possibly get involved, where some of the big guys are doing some stuff, and you can add it to your website as well. So let's go over here to Mac Forms. Over here on Mac Forms, it has a little bit of an old school feel. And it's just a suggestion. I mean, this is coming straight off the top of my head. There is one form, there's one thread that is extremely prominent, that's getting more interaction than any other thread just today. And if possible, if you can say, hey, here's the featured thread, I'm saying, here's, what's going on in reference to, these threads here in reference to, making you want to get involved. I mean, forums are still, prominent in the world today. They have made it through. They've proven themselves worthy in reference to, and one of these little websites activated my my mail there. So it's giving me a little bit of hiccup and a little bit of freeze there in reference to not being able to move past that. But um, you know, one of these, but pushing out there that featured thread or a thread that really went viral at one point in time. Right over here is Mac Rumors. Once again, it's a blog. I do believe there's is a WordPress website as well, which is they're using it and definitely in the right space. Here's some of the featured past articles right here that they spoke of. How many comments? The only reason that they're having those comments show is because they know that they get good interaction on their comments, 64 comments. So that's what draws people in. Here's BlackBerry, and here's what, Ryan Seacrest, got started in reference to some type of keyboard for your iPhone or whatever the case may be, which is cool. You can read this story. We did see this story over on the Code of Mac, but for it to have 77 comments, sometimes that's what people are interested in is other people's opinion on how they feel. And there's a book I'm reading right now. Can't remember the title of it. It's called something about customers' behaviors. That's what it's called, customers' behaviors. And in that book, it's talking about a lot of times that people will display certain things in a certain fashion or in a certain way, due to the fact of it has the other people's opinion, and people do want to see that, which is really cool. So I'm kind of blow through these right here. Engadget. It's a really big tech blog out there, but it's starting to get familiar here. We was over on Code of Mac, and we was over on Mac Forums, and the Apple Forums, or whatever the case may be, whatever the sites was. But it's starting to look really familiar, and it's almost like you're getting the same information in the same exact way. Here's the blog roll in reference to the information. Here's the advertisement piece over here. How can you set yourself apart? What can you do different in reference to making yourself look different? As you can see here, it's starting to get all relative. Everything is looking the same. Your guy is your guy. Whoever it is you decide to watch, whoever it is you decide to pay attention to, that's your thing. But that's what it is to it. Twit. Over here on Twit, which is Leo Laporte. I listened to his podcast. I really enjoy Leo Laporte in reference to Apple News and everything, But Leo, it's time for an update, man. I mean, you have a very huge audience, And one thing that I really like that my church is doing, and I'm just going to go over here to this Life with Tech. I'm not going to really review this website, but I'm going to go to northpoint.org. And while I'm here, the first thing I'm going to do is that my pastor always instructs us to do is to invite you to church. Here I am inviting you to church right now, live and in living color, right here on this this video here. You can join, you can watch online. There's some people that live right in the city, that I right in the city that attend this church, that's members of this church, and I've asked them the question, because we have different campuses. What church do you attend? What church do you go to? And they've told me we attend North Point Online, due to the fact they have a new baby and everything, which is cool, but this is where they attend, North Point. So it's really simple. Right here, jumping out at you is going to be a box here that's scrolling with different little information about the church. But when they go live, the church is going to show up right here. You don't have to flip through a ton of pages. You can say engage with us, watch the message. And with a church this large and a church this big, this is the second largest church in the United States of America. With a church this large and a church this big, golly, that looked like me walking in there. That was funny. Let me go back over there. I don't know where that was at. But with a church this large and a church this big, for them to have a stripped down, oh, that's not me right there. Kind of looks like, where I'm losing a little bit of hair up there. But with a church this large and a church this big, they're not afraid to have a stripped down website that's kind of giving people exactly what they want. And that's what it's all about. That's the whole purpose of this Google Hangout today, is in reference to giving people exactly what they want. Do not be afraid to have multiple websites that are connected to your main hub, your main website. Actually, let me go over here to creative. Let me go to Pastor Dollar's Church. If you don't want to attend North Point, you can attend Pastor Dallas Church. I'm inviting you here as well, where you can watch online. But it says take a tour of our ministry websites. As you can see here, there's 8 different websites. With the mega church this big, they're not trying to stuff everything into one website to say, hey, you can only get it here, find it like CNN, like we talked about in reference to CNN. They're just slamming you with websites, I mean, information, and hopefully you find it. If you don't catch it at the, when the story breaks, you may, possibly even miss it. But right here, Pastor Creflo Dollar says, I don't want you to miss anything. So therefore, if you're more or less focused into Pastor Taffy Dollar, his wife, if you receive her a little bit better than you receive the church itself, CrefloDollarMinistries.org, or you can go straight to Taffy, and if you connect to her and relate to her a lot better, here's her site, and we didn't have to kind of tuck it in and hide it and, try to slam all this information in one little corner of the main website in reference to experiencing Taffy Dollar, because she has her own website. Here's Arrow Records. They have a record company within their website. Here it is right here. If you're into the music, you want to, some people are just more or less into praise and worship, and that's what they want to hear in reference to a biblical standpoint versus the word. If that's what you want, there's the website right over here. If you want to just watch live, and if you want to attend live on, when Pastor Dollar's church goes live in real time, you can go straight here and there it is. But, at one point in time, right here on Creflo Dollar Ministries, behind all these links, and still behind these links is all this information. If we search Taffy, I'm sure we can still find possibly a link to her website here. But, they understood. They said to themselves, what's going on here? Look at your analytics and be truthful to yourself. Your homepage has 1,000 hits on it, but your broadcast center under podcast has 2 hits on it. Why do you have 10,000 hits on your homepage a week or a month, but 0 hits on your podcast? Because it's so tucked away. People get site exhaustion. The very last thing I'm gonna cover, and I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll see you guys next week. Over here, when you come to a website, like I mentioned before, people go through chronological order. People say, hey, let me go over here, home, about us, the welcome center. Let me go there. Let me go to the about us, and let me read that. And let me go over here to Creflo Dollar, and let me read that. And then let me go over here to Taffy Dollar and read that. I'm exhausted. I'm done. I can't read no more. I've seen enough. My eyes hurt. I need to take a break. Somebody just sent me a message on Facebook, and I need to go attend to that message in reference to one of my high school buddies is, got some drama going on, and honestly, I want to be involved in that drama, whether you believe it or not. So, it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm through. Partnership is a stone unturned. Zoe, partnership is a stone unturned, especially once we get up through all this right here that's unturned. The broadcast center is totally undone. And you end up with 2 clicks on a podcast link and, like I mentioned, 10,000 clicks on a homepage. Don't be afraid to step out. It's 2014. There's a whole lot of things that are new. I'm going to go over here to clarity.fm. Without my wife, I am nothing. She introduces me to so many different things. Over here on Clarity, you see the style, the way it's kind of sitting in here. It's more focused towards a mobile application versus a web application, but you can view it on the web here. They have all kind of awesome different little things going on. I'm just going to show you my profile where you can kind of schedule a call with me. You can speak with me. You see I've already done 2 calls there. I already have 2 reviews there. Which is really awesome. Here's a video here. I've answered a question, and within this question right here, I'm going to blog this question. I'm going to take everything embodied in this question, and I'm going to actually, create a blog out of it to say, hey, here's where I answered the question. Here's where I can still connect and share this question that I answered where somebody is a little bit lost. And here's my answer over here on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Because, I want to be seen as the professional. And if you see people asking real questions and me giving real answers, it shows me as the professional. I still got some updates to do here in reference to the site, but as you can see here, that they have one goal, one purpose for people to connect and talk with each other. And almost every website in America has been trying to do this for years, and they've mastered it in very little information. And they wasn't afraid to say, this is all we want to deliver. This is all we want to give in reference to what Clarity has to offer versus the forums and, Udemy and the class setting and ask a question and this that, and the third. They jumped out there and they did it. So, here is my Clarity, my suffix. You go to Clarity and Daniel Portis is the name. You call it me is the game. I know that was corny, but I just couldn't resist. But yeah, if you have any further questions, definitely, leave a comment here on YouTube. I do my best to get back to you, but you can always pick up the phone, come over here with Clarity, schedule a call with me, pick up the phone, and we'll talk directly, one-on-one, in reference to you scheduling me. And I also have a promotion that you would really, really, really enjoy. I'm not going to say what it is, but I do have a promotion that well, actually, you know what? I will say what it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule a call with you. After you get through that first call and we go through the first call, however much time you spend with me, if you book 30 minutes, you book an hour, you book 15 minutes with me, whatever it is that you spend time with me and you invest and you spend your money with me, I'm going to give you an access code to actually come back, and I'm going to give you that time all over again so we can continue the conversation. So if you pay for 15 minutes, I'm going to give you 15 minutes for free. And we're going to spend 30 minutes together, and I have a way, and I have a code, and I have a link to give you a free 15 minutes with me so we can continue the conversation. So, honestly, you're getting it for 50 cents a minute versus $1 if you want to look at it that way. And, I don't know. I believe I'm worth that, what I'm saying? So, but other than that, thanks for attending. Thanks for being a part of what I have going on here. If you're interested in putting together a parallax or any type of website from us at Website Candy, reach out. If it's one of them things where you're having an issue in reference to, I don't know if I can afford that, I see your prices on the website, trust and believe. Everybody waits on Black Friday for a sale for a reason. It's not always what it seems. So therefore, contact me. Let's work something out. Let's make it fit your budget. Trust me, I will make it fit your budget to where you can't afford it. Some of my clients do take 7 to 8 months to pay for a website that's structured to pay for 6 months. So the monthly price goes down. It's really easy for you. So give me a call. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you right here through Clarity. Or send me an email, send me a message here on YouTube, and I will talk to you guys whenever I talk to you guys. I don't know when the next time I'm doing these shows, but I will be doing another one. So make sure you subscribe and stay up to date. All right? I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.